According to Rell mains, you destroyed their champion for its players. I don't know what Rell mains you're talking about, but Rell is like in a significantly better spot than she used to be. This character went from being like one of the most critically unpopular characters in the game, like bottom 3, to like being played and generally like feeling better and more enjoyable to play as well. So I don't know what to tell you. This character went from having one of the smallest player bases in the game to actually having a fairly healthy player base. I would argue as a designer when I play the character that she just feels smoother and more enjoyable to play. So yeah, I just disagree with that assertion. Now that said, anytime we rework a character, there is always going to be someone who liked the old character, 100%. And if you liked old Rell, that's fair. That's fair. We felt that old Rell was at a point where she felt too rough and could not maintain a like real player base. And so we felt we needed to adjust her, and I would argue the adjustments were massively successful. Like, again, she went from being one of the least played champions in League of Legends to having a very healthy player base. And I genuinely think that the designer who worked on Rell did an incredible job and made her feel significantly better to play. So I will stand behind that rework. That said, if you liked old Rell, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying every once in a while we have a character who's just doesn't support the player base we think is it should. Old Aurelion Sol is the same thing. Old Aurelion Sol is a completely new Aurelion Sol is a different character, and if you liked Asol's balls, then power to you. But that character was just, we didn't feel like it had the ability to support like a large enough player base, and so we felt like we needed to adjust it. Now, maybe a second part of this question that someone's saying is you killed Rell Jungle, and I played Rell Jungle, and like again, if you liked Rell Jungle, power to you. The reason we killed Rell Jungle is it's actually a very similar reason to things I've talked about earlier about you need to be able to balance. The off roles are okay as long as you can balance the character for the main role. And the problem with Rell Jungle was it was incredibly overpowered in pro play, causing us to have to nerf Rell for pro play, and it was not played really at all in solo queue. It had like a 0.5% play rate or something, which is critically unpopular, very, very low play rate. And so it was kind of thing where we're nerfing a character for a role basically only pros play her in. And that felt really bad if you were Rell support main. And so the reason we ended up removing Rell Jungle is we wanted to solve the pro play skew issue by taking away a role that very, very few people tended to play. Now, if Rell Jungler was super popular, that would have been different. If Rell Jungler was super popular, like it had a similar play rate, or even like, like a decent play rate, I shouldn't say super popular. If Rell Jungler even had like a decent play rate, we probably would have made like a different evaluation. We would have made like, oh, there's a lot of people playing this. We should figure out how to tune it for pro as opposed to just changing it. But the reason we removed it is just it did not really have much of a player base. And so, yeah, so we felt like we really just wanted to make sure we supported Rell support as well as she could.